Hi guys, and welcome to another Watch Geek video and another unboxing. This time we're unboxing the second model from the New Zealand brand Beaufort. And I already reviewed their first model, which was the Aero Timer, a pilot / dressy watch with that beautiful California dial. But this time they made a diver, so let's open it and see how it looks. And they'll soon be launching on Kickstarter, so once that link becomes available, I will leave it in the description. I'll add it into the description. So let's open the package and see. And this is just a basic box because this is a review prototype that's gonna be sent to the next reviewer or back to them. So this is not the packaging in which you will be getting your watch, because that would be pretty bad. Okay, let's move this away. This diver is called Cavalli, and it comes in a few variations, different dials, different bezels, and I can already see that they sent me the Pepsi one. As you can see, it's red and blue, and there we go. And here it is, and it does look pretty striking. So let's zoom in. As you can see, it's a Pepsi model with a 12-hour bezel, allowing you to track the second time. It's not a 24-hour bezel, so you need to know the AM or PM of the time zone that you're tracking. And also this red and blue doesn't represent the day and night like on a 24-hour bezel. But what can you do? You also have a regular diver's 60-minute bezel that comes in black and different colors, and you also have different dial variations that also come in different colors. Now, as you can see, the watch is fogging up on the outside a bit because it came from the packaging. But overall, as you can see, this is like a vintage inspired watch. It has a boxed sapphire crystal in the front. It also has a sapphire crystal in the back, and the bezel insert is also made of sapphire, so you get pretty much everything you might want. And look at the way it plays with the light. And I love this silver ring. It reminds me of the Seiko 50 Fathoms, but this has much better materials. The dial, as you can see, has these applied markers that are filled with Lume, and it's, I believe, a BG9W or whatever you want to call it, that Swiss-made Lume that glows, I believe, blue. The case is 39mm with under 48 lug-to-lug, so it's pretty good. I mean, for my 6.7-inch wrist, but it is very flat. As you can see, that's that vintage inspired look. It doesn't conform to your wrist, but it goes flat out. And I like that the bracelet also has that same style. Look, there's almost no curvature to the links. They're straight, but they do move around quite nicely, and they reflect the light quite nicely. Everything is brushed on the tops, and you have highly polished sides on both the bracelet and the case. The crown is signed, and it looks pretty epic. The bezel, as you can see, has a nice grip, and because it's pretty raised, I mean the grip is raised, it's very easy to grip. So let's try it, and it has 120 clicks. It's unidirectional, so it's pretty much the same bezel they use on the 60-minute counter models, but just the insert is a 12-hour one. Let me just wipe it off a bit because it keeps fogging up. The movement is a Swiss-made STP 111. So you get a sapphire crystal, sapphire bezel, sapphire case back, a solid link bracelet with solid end links, and a milled out clasp that has actual perlage on it. So what's the price? What do you pay for this? Well, the retail price is going to be about $570, which is more than okay for what you get, especially given the original look of the watch. But if you join their Kickstarter campaign, it can drop anywhere from $370 to, I believe, $420, which is truly a bargain for what you get spec-wise. And I really do like the look. Now, if I was choosing it, I wouldn't go for this bezel. I would go for a more useful 60-minute one, a classic diver bezel. And I would have to think about the type of the dial, because they have some really epic colors. This is very grainy, as you can see, which helps in legibility. Pretty cool. I like the crystal. It really makes it look very, very vintage. overall a pretty cool watch. Now, as usual, this is just my unboxing and first impressions, so I do have to put it on my wrist and do a lume shot, but a real detailed not tutorial, but a real detailed review is to follow up with macro shots, and after I spend some time with the watch, with my detailed observations and thoughts. I do like the brushing on this bracelet, look at it. It looks pretty epic. So let's put it on my wrist, see how it looks, and then we'll do a lume shot and close the video. So open there. Of course, the bracelet is not sized for my wrist, so let's zoom out a bit. And with this under 48mm lug to lug, it's not too big for my wrist, as you can see, but it wears pretty flat. So as you can see, we have these large gaps on a smaller wrist like mine, and the bracelet does kind of break down pretty harshly, but that's the design of the watch. So I wish it was a bit smaller for my wrist, but if you have a 7 or a 7.5 inch wrist, this is gonna look perfect. So as you can see, that's it. So let's do the lume shot and call it a day. Let me just wipe it again, charge it a bit, because it's been traveling for weeks from New Zealand. Okay, let's call it charged. Zoom in, let the camera focus, and turn off the lights. There we go. And the lume is pretty strong. Yup, in person it's even stronger. And the funny thing is that even the lume is kind of, the bezel, I mean the background of the bezel seems to be lumed. I can see it in person much better, but I believe the camera is even picking it up. As you can see from 3, 2, 1, 11, 10, and 9, you can actually see that the background is slightly lumed. But the hands are definitely the most powerful of all of these, followed by the bezel and then finally by the hour markers. Pretty cool looking watch in the dark, and I like the way they loomed the hour hand with just the triangle. It really stands out compared to the minute hand. Pretty cool. As you can see, the numerals are already fading, but the hands do have a pretty strong lume. Well, anyways, that's it. So a very interesting looking watch, very original looking watch from the brand Beaufort from New Zealand. So as usual, stay tuned for the full review, and thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.